You know how some companies, like Netflix, just seem to know exactly what you want to watch next? Well, that's not magic. It all starts with a journey. A journey that takes a complete mess of raw, chaotic information and transforms it into crystal clear, powerful insights. We're going to walk that path today and see how it all comes together in a professional portfolio that makes you the one they have to hire.
And let's be real, that's the ultimate goal, isn't it? In a world full of resumes that all say pretty much the same thing, a portfolio is your proof. It's the huge difference between saying you know how to do the work and showing that you've already done it. It turns all that hard work into your next big break.
So, before we roll up our sleeves and really get our hands dirty with the data, let's just quickly talk about why a portfolio is such a massive game changer. What's the real advantage you're getting here?
I want you to think about it this way. Your portfolio is so much more than a static resume. It's a living, breathing document. It doesn't just list your skills, it actually puts them on display, in action. It's also a tool for you to see how much you've grown. And believe me, it makes for a fantastic conversation starter with other people in the industry. At the end of the day, this is what gets you noticed.
Okay, so every single data journey starts in the exact same place. This wild, untamed landscape of raw data. It's almost always messy, it's inconsistent, and frankly, it can be a bit of a nightmare. This is where the real work of an analyst truly begins.
This flowchart just nails that first big challenge. You start with this raw data, which is kind of like being handed a giant box of Legos from a dozen different sets with zero instructions. The path forward isn't just a straight line, it's this whole process of cleaning, filtering, and standardizing. You're basically sorting all the pieces by color and shape first. The entire goal is to bring some order to that initial chaos so you have something you can actually build with.
And that stage has a name: pre-processing. I absolutely love this definition of it. It's where we tidy up the house. But listen, this isn't a quick 5-minute tidy up. Some sources say this can take up to 80% of a project's total time. Insane, right? But it makes sense when you think about it. You're pulling data from all these different systems with different formats, and you have to account for simple human typos. It's a grind, for sure, but it is absolutely essential if you want results you can actually trust.
And here is exactly what that tidying up looks like. On the left, you see the chaos, right? You've got inconsistent name formats, different ways of writing dates, weird abbreviations, and even numbers with commas and without. Now look at the right. Order. Everything is standardized. This isn't just about making it look pretty. It's about making sure our analysis is accurate and doesn't get tripped up by these tiny, silly inconsistencies.
All right, so our house is in order, the data is sparkling clean. Now the real fun starts. Because we have this solid foundation, we can start using the tools of statistics to make the data tell us its story.
So the first big idea we have to get our heads around is the difference between a population and a sample. The population is everything or everyone we want to know about. Like, say, every single person on Earth who has ever eaten a slice of pizza. I mean, studying that is literally impossible. So what do? We take a sample, a smaller representative group, like 1,000 pizza lovers from different cities, and we use that group to draw conclusions about the whole.
And this right here shows you just how powerful sampling can be. In a really famous study, researchers wanted to know if taking aspirin could help prevent heart attacks. They didn't need to test it on every single person in the world. Nope. Instead, they took 2 sample groups of about 11,000 people each. One group took aspirin, the other took a placebo. Well, the difference in heart attack rates was so massive that they could say with confidence that the effect was real. It wasn't just some random fluke. That's how a small, well-chosen sample can uncover a life-saving truth about a huge population.
Okay, so when we're looking at our sample, we usually want to find a typical value. The 2 most common ways to do that are the mean, which you probably know as the average, and the median, which is just the middle value. But here's the key difference. The mean can get totally thrown off by extreme values. Imagine you're in a coffee shop with 10 people, and the average income is, say, $50,000 a year. Then, boom, a billionaire walks in. All of a sudden, the average income in that room is in the millions. The median, on the other hand, since it's just the person in the middle, isn't affected by that one crazy outlier at all.
So which one is better to use? Well, what if you could have the best of both worlds? That's where this really clever idea called the trimmed mean comes in. It's a genius compromise. Think of it like Olympic figure skating. They always drop the highest and lowest scores from the judges, right? They do that to get a more accurate picture. It's the same idea here. You just trim a tiny percentage of the highest and lowest values, the potential outliers, and then you calculate the average of what's left. It gives you this really robust number that's stable like the median, but still uses most of the data like the mean.
We've cleaned the data, we've analyzed it, we've found the story. Now it's time for the final and most critical step, presenting your amazing work to the world. This is where you take your analysis and turn it into a compelling piece for your portfolio.
So how do you build a portfolio that really makes people take notice? Here are 3 crucial steps. First, you've got to bring your data to life. Use tools like Tableau or Power BI to build dashboards that people can actually click on and play with. Second, and this is huge, keep the design clean and simple. Your analysis is the star of the show. Don't let a cluttered, messy layout distract from it. And third, and this is so important, treat it like a living project. Your portfolio needs to grow as you grow, so keep adding your latest and greatest work to it.
And this is what a polished, professional final product can look like. A dashboard like this doesn't just throw numbers at you. It communicates insights almost instantly. If I'm a hiring manager and I see this, it tells me you don't just have the technical chops to handle the data, but you also have the design and communication skills to make it easy to understand and impactful. That combination, that's exactly what employers are desperate for.
So, there you have it. We've gone all the way from chaotic, raw data to a clean, compelling, and professional presentation. But, as any good analyst will tell you, the journey is never really over.
Let's just do a quick recap of the journey. It all starts with that tough but necessary work of taming the raw data. Then comes the fun detective work of finding the story through your analysis. After that, you get to show off your discovery with great visuals in your portfolio. And finally, the most important step of all, you keep learning, you take on new challenges, and you repeat the cycle, getting a little bit better, a little bit smarter every single time.
Ultimately, this whole process doesn't just transform the data. It transforms you as an analyst. Every single project adds a new skill to your toolkit, a new insight to your mind, and a new story to your portfolio. We've basically just given you the map for the journey. The only question left is, what story are you going to uncover next?